the reality of business, and I didn't want it to be too clinical. Sometimes, and I've been watching a lot of Instagram lives, a lot of TikTok lives, and it's a wild west out there. And I don't want this to become QVC, where you're constantly being shoved stuff at you, because we all have stuff. Now, also, one of the things I'm really, really passionate about now is that luxury is being made so into a commodity. I watched a ton of videos yesterday on TikTok, and it was like stuff piled high everywhere. And it could have been a supermarket. It literally could have been a supermarket where you had piles of vegetables piled up behind you. Now, for me, when I get things in, I love fashion, and I got into this job because I love shopping and I love fashion. And hopefully that comes across in the videos that we do. We want pre-loved and luxury to be luxurious. And I think there is a terrible trend now on social media to make it really just like a vegetable, like piles of stuff. And we're not doing that here at the Townhouse. Number one, it's disrespectful to the brands that we sell. And number two, it's disrespectful to our clients' items, because they have spent a lot of money on those pieces, and we want to display them tastefully and beautifully, and we want to give you the inside scoop. And when I mean that, I mean things like this. Now, I can talk about this because this is my own piece. So again, I want someone to look at these and go, oh my God, look at the workmanship, look at the gold on this. And I want them to have a luxurious experience. I don't want it to be different to going into Bottega. That is why when you come into the Townhouse, it's quite empty. There are no bulging shelves. It's very easy in pre-loved to have loads of stuff, because it's a temptation to say, oh my God, I've got so much stuff, somebody will buy it. No, I curate that, which means Sarah and I and the team, we get offered lots and lots of stock, and we are very careful to take things that I can put my name behind. And it doesn't have to be my taste. These are mine and they're not my taste, but I know whoever buys them is going to get a beautiful brogue that they will love and wear, and they're going to get such a bargain. So it's not about me being a gatekeeper on taste, it's about being a gatekeeper on quality. And that is why we will take things like M&M, because the quality is absolutely beautiful. So for us at the Townhouse, it's about curating quality. And it's, again, when I take things like this, I'm also very much against all of this, oh my God, you have to go queue up at Hermes, oh my God, I've been there so many times, you need to be nice to your sales associate, and you wait, you still get nothing. Like, I have a sales associate, I've still got nothing this year. We want to bring you those pieces where you can just put your money on the table and take your goods. And I think that's the way it should be. Also, we want to give respect to the things that we're selling. So, like today, this is not a Birkin. If this was a Birkin, I'd be wearing gloves. I don't understand as well, like for us, all of our items, you won't come into our Townhouse and find Rolexes, diamonds, you won't find them, because they're all, locked away until we have an appointment. We have to keep the things safe for you guys. It's important nowadays. Also, we don't want hundreds of thousands of people touching your goods, and because these are my goods, like these are my shoes. I don't want like 100 people trying these on, because that will ruin the shoes. So that is why in this Townhouse, it's quite quiet, it's quite empty, but hopefully there's something for everyone. And really what my job to do is to show you the craftsmanship of all the items. And that is why it's maybe a little bit slower. We don't put on hundreds of products. We are very, very good at making sure that we load products every single day, but everything is photographed. So that, for example, with this ring, we want to show you the finish on the ring, we want to show you the sizing, and it's something that I know, even with what I'm wearing now, you put a ring like this and it elevates the outfit. So I know whoever buys this, they're never going to go, oh my God, I bought that disgusting ring from Preloved again. And the other thing is, there's something for everyone. So for me, I am not a massive pastel fan, but we have lots of clients who wear a lot of Zimmermann, a lot of summer clothing. They live in Dubai, or they live in the south of France, they live in LA, and something like this is beautiful for them, because again, it will go with everything that they have in your wardrobe. And that brings me on to really my next point, which is it's about you guys. And it's so easy. I mean, I do it so many times when I'm like, stressed out, and that's why I kind of want to do these talks now, these Townhouse Talks once a week, where it's about you guys, and it's about me listening to what we have been asked for. And what we've been asked for is find, Anne-Marie, the things that are on our wish list. So that's usually Chanel flats, Chanel slingbacks, a Birkin, what else have we got? Get me a Loewe bag. We are actively looking for those items, and we have wait list of those items. So number one is trying to find the things that I know will be useful. For me, I look at something like this and I go, oh my God, I bought myself a pair of Chanel boots. I'm telling you, I spent way too much money on them. When those came in, I was like, oh my God, someone is going to love these, because what's not to love? Like, they're the same price as LK Bennett, but it's Chanel. And it's beautiful, the workmanship is gorgeous, the finish is amazing. Look at the almond toe, and we try in our photography to really go up close on the dimensions of something. So again, it's so easy to gloss over a boot like this, but when you look up close, the dimensions of how it's cut between the almond toe and the heel make this absolutely sublime, and we hope that that comes across in the photography. And it's also the same thing with like fun pieces. Like, I love Celine, and I love a bargain, and we're always trying to bring you some, like, a mixture of classics, investment pieces, but fun pieces. So this is like a little fun pack-a-mac, and you know, you can go to Celine now and everything's £1,500. This one would probably take an offer on $499. You have an investment piece. Again, you'll go on the high street, you might buy, you know, go into M&S, buy a cashmere for £100. Then you go to Mars, you buy a jacket of 3, and you know, for the same price you get one pack-a-mac, which is handy for traveling. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, it's perfect for all our clients that travel, because they can put it in their hand luggage and they have a raincoat. So that's the kind of thing we're trying to curate for you here. Now, the other thing is about the experience. So realistically, with Preloved, you can go onto Vintage, you can go onto Vestiaire, you can go onto eBay, and there's tons of stuff. Like, there's hundreds of everything. So there is no point to me trying to compete with that. If you want that, and I use all of those services, then go onto that. So for us, we're trying to give you something a bit more curated. And I know I am someone who used to love, at the weekend, going to the shops, trolling through all the rails. I haven't got the energy anymore. I'm 55 years of age. I don't have the energy. I don't have the time. If I go somewhere now with retail, it's an experience. I want to go and know that they know me. I want them to get me a glass of water. I'm not trying to be like spoiled, but if I'm actually going to get out of my house and not shop online, it has to be an experience. And that is what we're trying to bring you here. And not all the time do you want the experience. Sometimes you want to run in, which a lot of our clients do, into our other room. They run in and out, they grab something and they go. But sometimes with your friends, your mum's coming over, your sister, you just actually want to have a day out. And that is what we offer here. So you can book the room, we can set it up for you. So we have a client coming in later, and this is something that we've set up for her and her sister, because she's a little bit more trendy. So we've got things like an Asiko bomber, and we've got a Gucci camel coat. Her sister is looking for some Chanel pieces. So everything is ready on the rail for them in their sizes. And then what we will also do, I've just done this for our video, but we will bring them shoes in their size, jewelry, they can have a coffee, a croissant, and if they buy, they buy. If they don't, they don't. But what I know they will go away with is they will go away and tell 20 other people, oh my God, I had so much fun there. I saw something beautiful. And also, really, really important to me is things like this. This is stunning. Like, this is Chanel. And you know, I don't want this Chanel just thrown in a rail, just, you know, shambolic. You know, I want this to have the space to breathe. And some of these things, it's so important. When you go in somewhere, you don't see it straight away. You just can't see it because there's so much stuff. But when the rail is kind of empty, you're forced to look at these things and really look at these things. And all of these are curated, so they need to be looked at. We talked about this in our Instagram yesterday, like, and Kyle is here with me, like the buttons are like jewelry. All of these are hand finished. So every single jacket is slightly different. So it's not going to, even if it's the same style, it's slightly different. So these things need a bit of time, a little breath, a little space, so that someone can actually find the thing that suits them and their lifestyle. And also, it's really important with the money. Like, I am very cost conscious that you're spending a lot of money on these pieces. So we need to be able to, I want you to come in here, try this on with a pair of jeans, with what you've got in your wardrobe. So come in with a bag of stuff, try it on, make sure it works for 2 or 3 things in your outfit. And the same thing with a handbag, not particularly with this one, but I want you, if we had a tote bag, to come in with your winter coat. Does it fit? How's the drop? And even if you can't come in, I want one of the team to say, okay, I'm going to put my coat's a camel coat, I'm going to put the bag on so that you can judge the drop, everything like that. So you're making the right decisions. There is too much stuff, and I want to check out what I've written here because it's so important. There's so much stuff. We've all got so much stuff. So for me, this is a community where you come into our living room. It doesn't feel like a shop. It feels like your living room. It feels like your wardrobe. We want you to come into our wardrobe, see 1 or 2 good things, or maybe see nothing this time, but pass on your wish list, and then, you know, go home to your wardrobe and find things that you're not wearing and bring them back to our community so that our community can just share. And in here, I can promise you, all of the sellers are buyers, okay? I am a seller and I buy from my own store. So the lady who's given us the Chanel boots, she buys from us. The lady who's given us this, she buys. So all of our sellers are buyers, and we want more of our buyers to be sellers, because it is really, really important not to overstuff your wardrobes. And I spend so much time telling people that, oh my God, I'm a hoarder, I'm a hoarder, I'm a hoarder. I was a hoarder. It doesn't have to be that way. What you have to realize is cut your losses, right? I've had to cut my losses on these, right? This is cut your losses time. I mean, this was a typical Sunday afternoon purchase when I shouldn't have bought them. But in the end of the day, I would rather these go to a good home than just sitting in my wardrobe, making me feel guilty every time I open it up. And I think that's what we're trying to achieve with Preloved again, is a slower pace. We want people to, know that selling can be very, very stressful. We take hopefully the stress out of it. It is slower, and we've had so many people come in and say, oh, give me cash, give me cash. Absolutely. So if we were to sell something like, I'm happy to buy this, but you get 50% less than you would with consignment. So unless you are a distressed seller, there is no God's earth reason to take cash or vouchers, because you'll get, we're not in Eastern Europe in Soviet times. You should be able to get money to spend on what you want, not just get a voucher to spend in their store. It doesn't make any sense for me as a seller. I want to sell my stuff and I want to buy something where I want to buy it. So that's really, really important for us as well. And also the craftsmanship, like we've all been talking about, you saw on the Blazy show. So everybody's crazy now, all over Instagram. It's all about Chanel, 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 Mathieu Blazy, Dior, Anderson. And it's what is coming across in that? What are we loving? It's the craftsmanship. So what we have to do in resale is we have to be so careful that we're not turning it into just a pile 'em high. And the temptation is so easy to do that. And we're very, very lucky at Preloved again. We don't have investors. This is my business. I don't answer to anyone. I make a good business, and I'm not thirsty to kind of like go crazy with it. I want it to be fun, okay? Otherwise, why the hell would I do it? I would be back in corporate, I would get my, have my stuff. I'm doing it because I love clothes. I'm a shopaholic. I want to be able to turn my own clothes. I want to be able to buy from my own shop. I want to talk to people like all of you. That's why I love when you come in who are as obsessed with clothing as me. So like typically when we're in here, we're talking about like, oh my God, did you see this? Or we're talking about hormones, or we're talking about our children, we're talking about our relatives, or whatever we're talking about. It is a community, because as you get older, and I'm not saying, life can become, even if you're busy with work, it can be quite isolating. And I think it's lovely to have somewhere where, even if it's, you come in once in a while and you meet everyone and they know you, what's going on, it's a nice feeling. And that's one of the big reasons I do this, because I like to have that community. It's my like, I had the school gates, that's finished. Now all of you are my school gates. And I think whether it's in store, whether it's on our WhatsApp, whether it's video calls, like, we do that all day, every day. And I think that is the key thing that I want to give here, that I want you to trust us with your stuff. As I said, we can sell everything from a £25,000 bag to a £70 pair of trousers, right? That is what we can do here. We have the client base. I want you to come in and give us your wish lists, because if we have a wish list, it might take us a while. Like at the moment, I'm looking for Chloe Paddington. If any of you got one, please send it to me. I'm looking for crossbody bags from Bottega. Please send it to me. Celine sunglasses, Birkins, anything medium Chanel. I have literally people ready to purchase. So what you have to understand is we have the buyers, and we take care of your stuff. We also are not about, we're about selling in the end of the day, your stuff as well. It's not just stored here hoping that someone comes in. We literally go, I mean, I'm trying to think how far we've gone in certain things. You know, like this. So this little jacket here has not only been styled on our model, not only has a flat lay, we've done like a whole research piece on it because it's beautiful and I want it sold for my clients. So that is what we do here. So if you have things in your wardrobe and you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I can part with them, all I can say to you, for me as a person who shops all the time, is it's important not to have too much stuff, because stuff, as I keep saying, it weighs you down. You open your wardrobe and you close it again because there's so much stuff in there. You are better to cut your losses and get rid of it, start again, and you learn your lesson. So for me, I know that's why predominantly if I am buying something as an investment piece, I now have limited myself. I typically go to Harrods, because there I have my sales associates who are very strict. They go, Anne, you've already bought that before. I've kind of like, if I go to random places where they don't know me, I'm quite easily convinced to buy things. So I've had to, like, through losing money, I've had to learn myself how to limit, you know, how I shop, because that helps me not to buy random stuff that I end up having to sell at a loss. I mean, you know, I've got a few things, but nothing compared to what I used to do. And for you buyers out there as well, I want you to use the service, whether it's in-store appointments, whether it's video calls, whether it's asking for up-close videos, all of that is here. We are a quiet service, and we have experienced staff. Like, I'll be very honest with you, I'm so blessed with my team. And when you come in, you're not going to deal with me because I'm awful with, you know, like I'm not patient, right? We have the beautiful Aniela. She is so patient. She knows her stuff. She's not just trying to sell you stuff. She wants a long-term relationship with you. So whether that is online, whether it's in store, she's so patient. She's so kind, and she just will get it. She'll find what you're looking for, and she'll give you sound advice. And the same thing with Sarah. She will, you know, she'll do everything for you. Today I can hear her. She's literally downstairs. A client is going to the hairdresser, so she's like standing out on the street, so the woman doesn't even have to park. Then the other earlier on this morning, she was sending an Uber to a lady who was going on holiday. She does that all the time, and also that is what we have to do, because, you know, life is difficult and busy, and we want to make selling and buying pleasurable and fun. So if you haven't been to see us, come and see us. If you haven't sold with us, give us a chance. Send us pictures, let us quote for you, give us an opportunity. If you have friends, recommend them to us, please, because we want to be able to continue to do what we do slowly, calmly, and give luxury, you know, show the craftsmanship behind that luxury, and not just do the pile them high. And that's it for me. So hopefully that was helpful. Next week on Friday, what we're going to be doing is answering your questions. So we're going to send out a little list on Instagram, and we want you to send us anything. Questions on like what I buy, questions on how I sell, anything that's on your mind. We will go and do a Q&A session next Friday. So thank you for me. Thank you for all your support, and spread the word.